What is going on, nerds? Mark here, back with a new tech video. Today we have another HyperX product on the field. It's going to be the Alloy Rise. Just want to say thank you, HyperX, as always, for sending out another product. Always hyped to work with you guys. Can't stop reviewing these products for sure. But the cool thing about this new product is that it has all these attachments. Have them actually right here that you can like have these removable badges that you can put on the side, and it's a fully customizable keyboard with switches. This is just one particular pack, but you can really get down and dirty with customizing your switches. And then you can also remove the top plate of the keyboard. They gave me to try out the white top plate as opposed to the black preloaded one on the keyboard. But before we do that, we're going to unbox the Alloy Rise, and then we're going to see really quick how they all kind of work together. Anyway, without further ado, let's get this thing open. I'm very curious. I actually saw this product briefly at a event last December, I believe, but I didn't spend too much time with it. But after you break free of these things, these tabs, it's going to dust flap right open, and it is sheathed underneath. A nice red and black color matched. I think I pull this tab. Oh, the keyboard just, all right, on the floor. Before I get crazy with the keyboard, I got these manuals. Put those to the side. USB cable, USB A to USB C. It feels and looks like a 6-footer, and it's going to be one of those middleman braided cables. Not too thick, not too flimsy, but still bendable. There's also this little black box, the last item, keyboard removal tool, I bet. Oh, yep, it is. But honestly, can't have too many of these tools, especially when it has the switch part, like the clamp. I have so many of these tools, but I don't have a lot of these guys. It's actually a pretty nice one. Got like a HyperX logo stamped into it, so appreciate that, HyperX. Let's quickly just confirm our bias on the cable to make sure it's a 6-footer. And it is. It's going to be about a 2-meter cable, braided. Moving on to the keyboard. Here we go. The great revealing of the Alloy Rise. And right off the bat, we could see the badge pre-installed as a HyperX logo, shiny. Pretty nice looking, honestly. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, and here we go. Sheath on the ground. The HyperX Alloy Rise. First glimpse. Definitely reflects light pretty nicely. First impressions, click test. Pretty soft, linear red switches from HyperX. Not silent, but not too loud. That's what the vibe I'm getting at. Decent feeling. It really depends on what your vibe is. Chunky media keys at the top, and I actually like these a lot. The style and just the whole click aspect of them. Usually media keys are kind of silent and mushy, but these are a lot more tactile than I've ever seen. So kudos on doing something different there. We have also a volume dial, I would imagine is customizable as well, and you can also click it. Cool keyboard so far, I have to say. I do like that whole aspect. Not going to turn it on in the unboxing session, but here's that plate that you can remove. It comes off very easily, honestly, maybe even too easily, because if you like lift it the wrong way, it just falls right off. But this completely removable and customizable plate, or you could change the color, buy it on hyperx.com. It looks like exactly the same underneath the black, like doesn't really add too much look. Got a little debossed HyperX logo. Let's look at the back real quick. Look at the feet. Let's kick the feet open. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think this is wireless because I haven't yet to find a dongle. Nothing says wireless on the box, so I'm going to guess with wired. Badge comes right off like that, magnetized. Very user-friendly keyboard overall. I haven't really given it the time of day yet, but so far, everything's just very plug and play, very clicky, very fun to, put your hands all over. Spacebar has a nice feel. And lastly, just a recessed USB-C port for the charging. It's not like on the exterior. There's a little hole here, so just keep that in mind. Before we get to the review, let's just kind of open up a badge and see like what they look like or what they're about. And let's quickly try out a white plate here so we can see how much of a difference it looks. Extremely simple packaging, just plastic in a box. So here's the white replacement top. Here is our Alloy Rise. So simply pop, and then it's just gonna snap right on. Look how different it looks now, as opposed to the black. See, like, I can get around this now. This looks way better in my opinion. It's not too dry looking. Like, everything's kind of just black on black nowadays. It's nice to add a little color now, kind of get out of the comfort zone a little bit. So I think this is just makes the keyboard pop a lot more. I actually like the separation of the black keys from the white background. And we'll just see how the RGB enhances that look. Maybe we'll do like white RGB with the black keys with the white background. I think that would look awesome, actually. now that I'm thinking about it. But let's quickly open up a badge. Let's try a new badge. So they come out of the box in this little wrap, so just be careful so they're not going all over the place, because I think they'll just fall right out. I got this nice little like wizard hat thing here. The plate, you just take this off, boom, extremely simple. New one snaps right on just like that. I'll talk about this in the review, but it's a little silly. I don't know if this is all necessary. I'm putting the HyperX logo back on. You know, you got to represent where the money is spent. Anyway, everyone, I think this will do it for the unboxing section of the Alloy Rise. This has been Mark from Noisy Pixel. The review section coming up next. HyperX recently added to its small yet growing selection of gaming keyboards. The HyperX Alloy Rise mechanical gaming keyboard brings new talking points to customizable products, with the ability to interchange the faceplate on the fly, swap personalized badges, and more. At $199.99, the customization options aren't as standout as I would like, but this set of keys has other prominent benefits worth your attention. If I can sum up the way the look and feel presents itself on the HyperX Alloy Rise, it would be comfortable. The design isn't too in your face, and there aren't too many outstanding cuts or grooves. No major bolts or screws showing, it's just a simple, clean looking product. Visually, the keys have a fine yet present texture that adds a certain appeal rather than just having a smooth surface throughout. By the look of it, you would think it would feel more gritty, but it actually is very soft while providing grip. HyperX brought an original take here in a product category that seems to be pretty uniform. Beneath and around the keys, one can find the replaceable lift cover that adds a contrasting smooth metallic texture, a much needed balance from the foreground. This is a key element of the keyboard for those who can't make up their minds and often change the look of their surroundings. As of this review, you can only purchase the black keyboard variant, and from what I can find, there are no other color options available. The brand does have blue and white cover plates, but right now they're only a tease. HyperX has more to come in May 2024, but who's to say if it will hit home? Remember, this hardware asks for $199.99 USD. A big flaw in the design of the HyperX Alloy Rise is the cover plate can easily fall off when you go to pick it up. Unless you properly grab it from underneath with two hands, the plate seems to fall off when grabbing the product one-handed. Yes, I have big hands and I ferociously lift my gear with one hand. When I do this, my Alloy Rise plate slips off and comes crashing down. This could be a me-only issue, but I think it's worth a mention as it's another stupid thing I have to remember day to day. Anyway, the front cover comes off a little too easily with magnets for a simple plug and play. Nicely enough, provided in the box of a new front faceplate is a color-matched volume knob. It certainly would have been a bummer if they left out the knob, but HyperX is saved on this one. Also, white keycaps are not part of the package deal, but at least the contrast between white and black keys looks fresh and intriguing. Luckily enough, the HyperX Alloy Rise is a product that promotes subtle branding, hosting a debossed logo on the front plate above the up arrow key and a removable logo badge on the right side. The badge is magnetic and stays on firmly, but comes off effortlessly. These HyperX Alloy Rise badges can be purchased online in due time. It's difficult to give the Alloy Rise a fair review since nobody could even buy the badges yet. So based on the 4 samples provided with no real vision as to what options might be available, the concept of the badges seems a bit disconnected and just another avenue for meaningless a la carte marketing. It's highly likely people won't resonate enough with these designs, leaving them with fewer selling points for this rather expensive keyboard than originally promoted. I'm only digging so deep on this topic since it's basically a major selling point for this product. I think both aspects of the frame customization and frame badges are a bit of a stretch. HyperX certainly knows how to play Santa Claus on this one, that's for sure. In contrast, a win for the HyperX Alloy Rise is the addition of sleek media keys for music lovers especially. These keys offer a favorable, firm, and tactile response that makes you feel like a DJ every time that they are pressed. Media keys are often mushy, but these offer a pleasant contrast. Adding to this, the volume dial has large rotational notches, so it does take a few spins and regrips to go from 100 to 0. I think the volume dial could be a bit more fluid, but it does match the adjacent styling of all media keys, so it works well in the grand scheme. The HyperX Alloy Rise holds its ground with strong rubber grips on the bottom and in each corner. Nicely, when you fold out the feet, HyperX also places rubber here, so each configuration maintains similar levels of friction. The height of the keyboard is also actually really nice, allowing my wrists to distance themselves properly from the keys without hurting too much. It would be nice if HyperX gave us a wrist rest for this price point, as it goes a long way in my book, but no cigar here. This leads me to discuss how amazing the typing experience experience is on the HyperX Alloy Rise with the kitted red linear switches. Some might prefer a more clicky feel, in which you can purchase entirely replaceable switch kits to get the perfect touch or kickback where you want. And I am also happy to say that these switches that I'm talking about are available now. Regardless, the provided keys feel soft, responsive, and pillow-like. It's hard to speak about it, but there is something heavenly about the sensory experience of the Alloy Rise itself. And this emotion continues days after day one of using the Alloy Rise. A major win for HyperX here. As a relatable mention, I did find the process of removing the switches rather stiff and challenging on this PCB. It could be the provided tool, but either way, be very careful when removing switches, as I almost broke them myself. More points on the visual appeal, the lackluster attention to detail regarding the USB cable and cable mounting area is just frustrating. It just seems tossed in rather than integrated into the look and feel of the Alloy Rise. Touching on the RGB experience, the lighting and opacity through the keycaps seems very serene, yet sharp and defined. I never found the 5 stages of brightness to be irritating or too in your face, but the most intense settings look full of saturation and do not look dim. I didn't immediately notice the RGB underneath the keyboard until a few days into this review, and I would like to think that the visibility of said lights is for you, but they are just for your LAN friends to see. They're appealing if you could see them, but they don't even light up enough or point at a good enough angle to show on your desk as underglow, so it's a pretty empty selling point in my opinion. The caps lock toggle can be improved as well, as I could see why HyperX chose this route due to the nature of the frame, as the light indicator for the caps locks toggle is on the key itself. So I find myself covering this part of the keys with my hands, and I can't actually see this happen. It might seem silly, but sometimes I prefer to quickly check the status of my caps lock without lifting my left wrist. Let's jump into the digital experience of the HyperX Alloy Rise. Starting with the software, the Ingenuity app from HyperX shows up with a fresh face that brings a very satisfying and easy user experience. There are plenty of RGB options to choose from, and the normal macro profile options are there too. But this time, these features are accompanied by a click and drag system, which works great. It makes it much easier and faster to mass select certain keys and customize separately. There isn't anything exceptional or different from the gaming experience with the HyperX Alloy Rise. That's not to say it's bad, but in this category, it's just a keyboard that works, and that's okay. If you're into gaming products, sometimes brands do specific things to cater to gamers, such as giving a different feel to the WASD keys, but the product keeps itself uniform and aesthetically simple. The provided red switches do need a deep, full press to actuate, so take that as you will. The blue switches provided by HyperX offer a similar actuation distance, but with more springback for quicker spam clicks and a bit more of mechanical sound. In general, if you want an extremely sensitive actuation distance, the Alloy Rise does not offer that experience. The HyperX Alloy Rise is a very effective product when it comes to comfort, typing experience, and general keyboard use, but it seems to forget about the gamer. It is more closely related to the streaming community who are looking for a new shiny object to put on camera, or for kids who need something fun and entertaining to fiddle with. More compromises arise where the major selling points of switch, color, frame, and badge customization seem a bit premature and misguided. I don't think gamers will resonate as much as they want with this product, or the additional accessories that aren't even available in mass. By the time the Alloy Rise keyboard has a large amount of add-ons or colors, a new product will be released, and life will go on. This is just my prediction, as I hope they prove me wrong, but this item release seems big-headed. Noisy Pixel is giving the HyperX Alloy Rise gaming keyboard a C+. It's a nice keyboard, but the delivery is messy. Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixel is a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all of our future content. See ya, nerds.
Noisy Pixel.